My stepsister wanted to steal the used condom from me and my husband, get pregnant with his child, but I discovered it and chose not to expose her. Instead, I quietly swapped it with one used by someone else. 10 months later, my stepsister showed up holding a baby, demanding my husband take responsibility and forcing me to divorce. You can't just throw this away carelessly. The baby's real father is right here. On the third day staying at my parents' house, my stepsister, who had always disliked me, once again volunteered to take out my trash, and I suddenly recalled a news story I'd seen online about a hotel cleaner who stole a rich man's used condom and got pregnant to trap him. I couldn't help but shudder. Just then, my husband mysteriously pulled me into the bedroom. Honey, I think something's off with that stepsister of yours. What did you notice? I just saw her rummaging through the trash in our room. Very carefully. You've seen the news lately. I suspect she's trying to steal something we used. My husband's words confirmed my suspicion. I never imagined something from the news would happen to me. Seeing the color drain from my face, my husband held me and comforted me. Don't be scared, honey. No matter what she's planning. As long as I'm here, I won't let her succeed. I had originally thought my dad and stepmother invited me to stay for a few days, because they still had some affection for me. I was even touched. Now I found out they had been scheming against me all along. I only had myself to blame for trusting them. Fortunately, my husband and I hadn't been intimate these past few days, so she hadn't gotten what she wanted. But now that we knew her intentions, we agreed that avoiding her wasn't the answer. A thief can scheme 1,000 days, but no one can guard against a thief 1,000 days. Better to take the initiative and solve the problem at its root and make her pay for it. After discussing it, we concluded, if my stepsister couldn't steal a condom these days, she certainly wouldn't give up. She would keep going through the trash. So we decided to play along and give her a child. After all, there are plenty of old bachelors who can't find a wife and have no children. If she wanted to have a baby so badly, let her have one. And we had just the right person in mind. My husband's family steward was over 50, disabled in one leg and disfigured, with no one willing to marry him, and not a single child to his name. My husband made a phone call, and soon someone delivered the old steward's contribution. Since my stepsister wanted so badly to have a child, I'd grant her that wish. Consider it doing her a favor. That night, my husband and I deliberately made the bed creak for half the night. Sure enough, early the next morning, the moment we opened the bedroom door, my stepsister rushed in eagerly to take out the trash. Thanks. She didn't register the tone of my voice, because she had already spotted the used condom in the trash bin, and was staring at it intently. After taking out the trash, she went back to her room, and didn't come out for a long time. I opened the hidden camera my husband had installed in her room, and saw her smiling at the thing with a look of triumph. When it was over, my stepmother went in. Isn't Lin Yi always showing off about having such a great husband? When she finds out I've given her husband a son, do you think she'll be so miserable she'll want to die? When the time comes, your status will rise with your child. Even if she wants you to lick Lin Yi's shoes, you'll have to do it. By then I'll have CEO Lu drive her out. Let her leave with nothing. She's always been beneath me. This life, don't ever think about living better than me. Her mother couldn't beat me when she was alive. She died still thinking I was her best friend, and treated you like her precious goddaughter. How foolish. Now her daughter can't beat me either. And only now did I learn that even when my mother was still alive, this woman, as my mother's best friend, had already gotten involved with my father behind her back. And yet I had once treated her like my own mother. I must have been blind. I clenched my fists and silently swore I would not let either of this mother-daughter pair off the hook. In the days that followed, to make sure she got pregnant, my stepsister came to empty our trash at the same time every day. Until half a month later, she finally stopped. She never mentioned helping me take out the trash again. Then at dinner one evening, she seized the moment with the whole family present to share some big news. I'm pregnant. Hearing this, I deliberately watched my father's expression. He didn't look surprised at all. He even seemed a little smug. That confirmed it for me. He was in on it too. A man who cheated on his wife with her best friend. What fatherly love could I still expect from him? I composed myself and looked at my stepsister. Congratulations. And the baby? Who's the father? Sister, you're not even married. Are you really going to have an illegitimate child? My stepmother's face darkened when she heard my words. She glared at me. Aren't you a little jealous that your sister got pregnant so easily? Then again, you've been married this long, without a single child. It's understandable to feel jealous. When we decide to have children, is none of an outsider's business. My stepmother didn't dare say more, and fell awkwardly silent. But the look she gave me grew even more vicious. What do you know? So what if it's illegitimate? If you knew whose child I'm carrying, you'd envy my luck. Brother-in-law, do you support me having this baby? If you insist on having it, go ahead. I'll cheer you on. Single mother. Since she wants to have it that badly, we'll just quietly wait for the day she gives birth. I just wonder if she'll still be this pleased with herself when she discovers the child isn't my husband's, but the disabled steward's. My stepsister heard my husband's ambiguous reply and completely missed the sarcasm, genuinely believing he was agreeing she should keep the baby. Thank you, brother-in-law. I knew you'd support me. My husband gave a scornful laugh, too lazy to say anything more, and kept picking up and placing into my bowl my favorite braised pork. Only I couldn't explain why. But the sight of the braised pork made me nauseous. Are you pregnant? Even if I am, do you need to get this excited? My stepsister realized her reaction was a bit over the top, and quickly tried to cover it up. I'm just concerned about you. I've heard pregnancy is really tough. And sister, you just started a new company? If you're pregnant, the timing really isn't ideal. Sister, you can't let a baby ruin your future. You should get an abortion quickly. When those stupid and laughable words came out, I almost laughed in spite of myself. You're unmarried and keeping yours, but I, a married woman, should abort mine? Shen Yi, did your pregnancy affect your brain? Do you have a death wish? Telling my wife to have an abortion right in front of me. Are you out of your mind, or do you think I don't exist? My stepsister was shaken by those words, and tried to explain herself, but was silenced by his fierce glare. Let's go. I'm taking you to the hospital. Sister, don't make such a big deal out of nothing. Brother-in-law hasn't even finished eating. Why are you rushing to the hospital now? It's just a pregnancy. Is it really that urgent? I picked up the medical report she had just placed on the table and shot back. If I'm not allowed to go to the hospital, how did you go? How can you compare yourself to me? My body is delicate, and my baby is precious. Sister, you've been doing rough work since you were small. You can handle anything. The baby you're carrying can't be that precious. No need to fuss so much. She wasn't wrong about that, back when my mother had just died. And my stepmother first moved in. She told me my health was poor, and that doing more chores would keep me from dying young like my mother. So from a young age, I was put to work doing everything, practically a half-servant for the household. I had never told my husband any of this, partly because I didn't want to seem pitiful, and partly because I didn't want to relive the pain of losing my mother. So this was the first time my husband had heard about my past. First he touched my head tenderly, then turned toward them, fury burning in his eyes. He shoved the stepsister standing in front of him aside, creating distance between her and me. You people actually mistreated my wife. It was for her own good. She had poor health back then. Doing more chores built her up. Exactly. Doing chores builds you up. Hearing this, my husband smiled with contempt. If doing chores builds you up, then you can do the housework from now on. Let the housekeeper go home. Dad, you always say you should treat everyone equally. So the work my wife has done, let your little daughter Shenyi get some exercise too. Otherwise my wife will feel you're showing favoritism and feel bad about it. Yinian, you don't understand. Xiaoyi has never done any of that. And now she's pregnant. I'm afraid she can't handle it. This side of my father. Today I finally saw it clearly. Can't handle it? Then that's too bad. Dad, didn't you want Fang Shu to invest? If you can't treat everyone equally, then it won't be convenient for me to invest either. Ha, son-in-law, don't worry. I'll make sure you're satisfied. That company was built entirely by my mother. After my mother passed away, my father had no real business talent. The company's business went downhill day by day, and was now on the verge of bankruptcy. So my husband's investment was a lifeline he desperately needed. He would hold on to it no matter what. Son-in-law, don't worry. I will make sure you're satisfied. From now on, this is all your job. Keep it clean. Don't upset your brother-in-law. Otherwise, he won't invest. And our company will be finished. I'm pregnant. Shut your mouth. If you cause my company to go under, I won't be done with you. In the end, my stepmother bit her tongue, and my stepsister, full of grievances, had to start doing chores while pregnant. To make sure she didn't slack off, my husband hired someone to keep an eye on her, getting revenge for me. My husband immediately took me to the hospital. The results came back quickly. I really was pregnant, and all my indicators were perfectly normal. Honey, I can't believe I actually married you, and now we're having a baby. I'm so happy. I'm very happy too. I'm just a little curious. Are you really going to invest in my dad's company? As if I'd never really help him. I know that company is your mother's life's work. I'll definitely get it back for you. My husband, you're so wonderful. Back when my husband was pursuing me, I worried our backgrounds were too different, and it wouldn't end well. So even after he pursued me for 10 years, I never said yes. But once I was finally with him, I realized all my worries had been unnecessary. This man is utterly and completely devoted to love. I have no doubt at all about his love for me. After returning from the hospital, my husband immediately had people pack up our luggage. After all, now that I was pregnant, staying with this scheming family wasn't safe. How can you leave? My husband looked at her with complete bewilderment. Why can't we leave? We've been here quite a long time. The elders at home have been saying they miss us. It's time to head back. No, you can't leave me behind. I'm carrying a baby. You can't leave. The baby I'm carrying is yours. Shut up. Don't argue with your sister. She's just reluctant to see you go, isn't that right? I had no idea my little sister loved me so much. Silenced by my stepmother's intervention, my stepsister ultimately couldn't get the words out. On the way home, I opened the house security feed. Don't you know you've only just gotten pregnant? Their relationship is still strong right now. If they find out you're pregnant, they'll definitely have it aborted. The Fang family has power and influence. We can't escape them. But once the baby is born, it's a life. Then there's nothing they can do, understand? But I still feel wronged. Why is the father of my child still tied to that woman? And she's pregnant too. What if she gives birth to a boy? Then you'd better find a way to get closer to old Fang. Work to make him like you. Once that happens, he'll naturally value the child you're carrying. My stepsister smiled shyly, dreaming of the day she'd replace me. During this time, my husband had been watching the feed too. Hearing those words, he gave a disdainful laugh. What a lovely little fantasy. Since that's how it is, let's play along with their little game.